Hey, YouTube Rando here. Today we're going to make another mini hobo stove. We got I want to make a double door one. The other ones we have are short. So I got some taller cans here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to mark out where you're going to go with it. Your doors, put some dots. And then you do the same over here and draw your lines. And then go around here and make dots evenly all the way around the top, and then come down and do the same thing around the bottom. And also I like to drill a couple holes in the bottom of it as well. So you'll start out with this and just draw your lines, and then you'll end up with this. And what I did is I took a small drill bit and drilled all my pilot holes on top and bottom. You can see I got 5 holes down there, and then I got the top and bottom holes as even as I could get them, and drilled all those out. Then I took in on my doors, I drilled holes on all the corners so I could get my scissors down in there to cut these doors out. And it's not as hard as you would think. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed. Anybody who's ever seen my videos know I don't have somebody to hold the camera. You just stick it down in there like that and start cutting all the way around it. And these scissors right here, these are RC car scissors. We do higher-end RC cars, and when you do, you get the body. It usually is just clear plastic body, and you have to cut all the excess plastic off and paint them yourself. So that's where these scissors came from. These are some older ones that I had, and they just got a little bit of a bend to them, so you can cut circles with them. But we're not cutting circles, we're just going to cut these out. So once we get these cut out, I'll come back and we'll show you what's next. Okay, so after you cut your doors out, your edges are going to be kind of funky, kind of sharp. And what I like to do is just take my pliers, stick them in there and kind of bend them in a little bit. And then I got a file on here. I'll take that file and knock off any burrs. And you can tell it's a little out of whack from cutting it with scissors, but it cut it nonetheless. So once we do that, we'll take a bigger drill bit and we'll drill these holes out a little bit bigger. Especially the ones on the bottom. You want your fire to be able to get air, and it'll get plenty of air through here, but you want some air coming up through the bottom. And I thought about trying to take somehow and making little doors for it, but I think that just complicates things a little too much, so I don't know, we may try that. We'll have to see where we're at after we get this done, and we're going to test fire this thing for you as well, and see if it'll boil some water. So we'll be back. Okay, so we got the bigger holes drilled in it. I should have went ahead and added 2 more holes down there, but I'm not going to worry about it. When you're done with this, you're going to have a lot of burrs left on it. Let's see, like right there. I don't know if that's going to zoom in or not. Those will cut you, so I've done been cut like 3 times just making this one can. So go around with some pliers and take off all the burrs, and that's what we're doing now. I was going to add some legs to this on the bottom. You could just add little L brackets. They come down underneath it, come down like that. But I don't think we're going to do that today. I got a lot to do and a little bit of time to do it, so we're going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we're going to burn in it and see how long it takes to get some water going. I have smaller ones like this that just have the hole on the bottom, and I had a problem fitting the twigs down in there, so I went ahead and cut this extra door. Went and start the fire through this one and then feed it through this one, and that's why it may need a door here and a hinge door or somehow. So I don't know, we'll burn in it and see what happens. We have another can to make another one if we decide to put some doors on it. So we'll be back once we start burning in it. I just wanted to show you, after you get the bores off, after you get the excess tin off, you can take a marker, like a Sharpie, and stick it on there and stick it down in there and kind of wiggle it, and it'll indent the hole to where you can run your finger over the outside of it, and it'll put the excess burrs on the inside of it. Just a quick tip. Alright, YouTube, we finally got a day pretty enough out here to light off this little hobo stove we made. And we're just going to see if it actually burns well. We're not going to do any cooking on it today. I think I'm going to take all of them that I've made over the past month or so and try to do a mill on them here in the next few weeks. Sorry, I'm outside and there we go. And we're just going to be burning some little stuff like this inside of it. And I want to see if this actually burns down far enough that we can stick stuff through the top hole and not have to remove the pot to actually load it and unload it. Or load it, rather. May need to be breaking it a little bit smaller, but you catch the gist. And these do use a lot of wood. I can say that. It's nothing like a jet stove. They don't save, so if you're looking for something that burns a little, just a little bit of wood, I would look into a bio stove or something like that. This is just something you can make and have fun with while you're camping or whatever. I'm going to get this thing off of my pit. Just set it directly on the ground. So it lit right off, and we just poured a little bit of rubbing alcohol in there and actually used some of my homemade fire starter. The cotton balls and matchsticks I did a video on. So we're going to get this thing burning and we'll be back. Okay, so we've got this thing completely packed. Well, not completely. It's still under that second door up top. It's letting off a pretty good sized flame. Sorry, the radio's acting up. Should have turned it off before I started the video, but I didn't. There you have it. It would work. It's putting off a good enough flame. I don't know what it would be if you set something on top of it. Probably turn your pot black a little bit, but we're used to that when we use these stoves. A lot of soot, so. But it would work. It would work just fine to cook, boil some water or cook some noodles or, rehydrate some food with some hot water, something like that. It would work just fine. It does use a lot of wood. All the wood that I had up there, them 3 sticks, and then I added another 3 sticks, and it's burnt down. So you would have to constantly add through that top hole up there. All that little wood, it was that kind of stuff right there. That little stuff, not that big stuff, that little stuff. It was about 6 pieces. It burned out in about 5 minutes. And it was just a bed of coal. And I dropped that big piece of blocked wood that was on top down in there and blew in there a little bit. It fired right up, and that block of wood's been burning for about, the bottom of it's been burning for about 5 minutes now. So you'd probably get, 10-15 minutes out that size block of wood, that one piece that was on top. Thanks for watching.